Right in Kogi State, where communities should be celebrating the festive season with their loved ones, terror has gripped the Ogbe-Egbe axis once again. On Friday, December 26th, a day that should have been filled with wedding bells and joyful celebration turned into another nightmare for innocent travelers. 5 people are now missing after bandits launched a vicious attack on the boundary area between Ogbe and Kulu, and 1 person was shot and rushed to the hospital fighting for their life. These people were simply heading to a wedding ceremony, an event that should unite families and spread happiness. But instead, they found themselves face to face with armed criminals who have no regard for human life. What makes this situation even chilling is the bold message these criminals seem to be sending. Just yesterday, on Christmas Day, the United States launched what President Donald Trump called powerful and deadly airstrikes against terrorist groups in northwestern Nigeria, specifically targeting camps in Sokoto State. Trump had been vocal for months about protecting Christians in Nigeria and had even threatened to enter the country with military force if the violence continued. The strikes used precision missiles and drones, hitting what American officials described as Islamic State positions. President Trump himself delayed the strikes by 1 day so they would fall on Christmas, calling it a Christmas present to the terrorists. But here is where the story takes a dark and troubling turn. Less than 24 hours after these American airstrikes, bandits in Kogi State carried out this fresh attack, as if to say the airstrikes mean nothing to them. The timing is significant and deeply concerning. While the strikes targeted militant groups in Sokoto, which is in the northwest, Kogi State sits further south in the north-central region. The bandits operating in Kogi have been relentless throughout this year. Multiple reports show that they have attacked churches, abducted students from schools, killed security personnel, and made major highways completely unsafe for travel. The Ogbe-Egbe road, where this latest attack happened, has become notorious as a danger zone. Just 2 weeks ago, in mid-December, bandits attacked travelers on this same route and abducted 2 people while shooting and injuring another who tried to escape. Before that, in early December, 4 travelers were kidnapped in broad daylight on the Odo-Ogbe axis. The pattern is clear and terrifying. These criminals have established control over rural roads connecting communities, and they strike with confidence, knowing that help may not arrive in time. Intelligence reports suggest that criminal groups move freely between state borders, using dense forests as hideouts and operational bases. Some of these forests are rich in minerals like gold and granite, and illegal mining activities have attracted criminal elements who control these mining zones. The Kogi State governor himself linked the growing insecurity to unregulated mining, pointing out that criminal gangs have taken over mining sites and used them as bases for kidnapping operations. If you have been following this channel, you know we always bring you the real stories happening across Nigeria. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss important news that affects your safety and the safety of your loved ones. The human cost of this violence is staggering. Earlier this year, a 94-year-old traditional ruler was kidnapped from his palace and held for 27 days. In one particularly horrific attack in the Barike community in Egbe, bandits launched a midnight raid that left 27 people dead, with several others injured and abducted. Between September and late December of this year alone, Kogi State Police lost 9 officers to bandit attacks at different roadblocks. The message is clear. These bandits are not intimidated by security forces, and they are definitely not intimidated by airstrikes happening hundreds of kilometers away in another state. Now, looking at what happened with the American airstrikes and this fresh attack in Kogi, several important questions need answers. Are these attacks coordinated between different criminal groups across states, or are they separate operations that just happen to create a pattern of terror? If the bandits in Kogi are not directly connected to the groups hit by American strikes in Sokoto, does that mean Nigeria is facing multiple security crises that require different approaches in different regions? And perhaps most critically, what does it say about the effectiveness of military strikes if bandits in other states continue attacking with confidence just hours after such operations? For the families of those 5 people abducted on that Ogbe-Egbe road, all these geopolitical discussions and military strategies mean little right now. They just want their loved ones back home safely. Wedding celebrations have been replaced with fear and mourning. This is the reality of life in too many Nigerian communities right now, where a simple journey to attend a family celebration can turn into a hostage situation or worse. The broader message that seems to emerge from this situation is deeply troubling for everyone's safety. If criminal groups can continue operating boldly even after international military intervention, it suggests that the root causes of insecurity in Nigeria go beyond what airstrikes can address. Many experts have been saying for years that Nigeria's security crisis requires a comprehensive approach that includes better governance in rural areas, economic opportunities for young people who might otherwise be recruited by criminal groups, investment in intelligence gathering and community policing, and sustained military operations rather than one-off strikes. Communities along the Ogbe-Egbe road are now asking once again when they will be able to travel safely, when their children can attend school without fear of abduction, and when farmers can work their land without being killed or kidnapped. These are basic questions about security and dignity that should have simple answers in any functioning society, but in many parts of Nigeria right now, there are no good answers. What do you think should be done to stop these attacks? Do you believe military strikes alone can solve Nigeria's security challenges, or do we need a completely different approach? Have you or anyone you know been affected by banditry or kidnapping in Kogi or other states? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, because your voice matters in this conversation. Real change often starts when ordinary citizens speak up and demand better from those in power. Stay safe out there, and let us keep praying for better days ahead for Nigeria.